What is up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome to the Ask Me Anything session featuring the one, the only Jade Darmawangsa, content creator, social entrepreneur, CEO of influencer marketing firm X8 Media. How's it going, Jade?
Katrina, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Yay, yes, I'm really excited too because it's going to be an awesome and value-packed session today. But hey, for everyone in the audience wondering, who is this random girl on my screen? If you're new here and we're just meeting, my name is Katrina Torrijos, and I am part of the Adobe community team as well as your lovely moderator for today's talk. So, since this session is an Ask Me Anything, we need your questions. So I'll be pulling questions from the question tab in Zoom. It should be at the bottom of your screens, like there's a little Q&A tab. Just type in your question there and I'll be able to see it. We also have Jade. We're also streaming onto Jade's YouTube channel, and we have a team moderating that chat as well. So feel free to post questions on there as well. And lastly, we'll also be pulling from our Discord server. So a quick note about the Adobe Creative Career Discord server. This is Adobe's community space for students and career seekers looking to launch their careers. So you can connect with peers from all over the world, meet and seek mentorship from industry pros such as Jade. She's in the Discord as a mentor, and also learn more about opportunities and events from Adobe, just like this one. And also, after this session, we'll be hosting a few awesome giveaways, which may or may not include a one-on-one mentorship session with Jade herself. Maybe some free 1-year Creative Cloud licenses. I don't know. And I think I heard that folks will also get exclusive access to Jade's Create Discord community. Who knows? I don't know. But I'll go more into detail about the giveaway after the session. So for now, if you haven't already, join the Discord. The link will be in chat. Thank you, moderators. All right, so now is the moment you've all been waiting for. Everyone, please give a warm welcome and hype in chat for Jade Darmawangsa. Jade, are you ready to answer some questions?
Yes, I am. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Yes, let's do it. Okay. So let's just start off with your origin story for those who haven't met you yet. Who are you? What do you do? And how did you get your start in your career?
Okay, so hi everybody. I'm Jade. I am currently 20 years old. I just turned 20 in April. I started making YouTube videos as a kid. My dad's in the chat right now. So he actually showed me YouTube in 2009, the platform, the mysterious platform. And I remember there was like 5 people posting videos. It was like maybe Michelle Phan, Bethany Moda, and like Ryan Higa. And it was just such a fun place. So I started making doll videos, like literally dolls. I was like a kid, okay? So anyways, so it was really fun. And then I would sell my dolls on Amazon and eBay. Like I didn't realize what I was doing was early stages of content marketing, but I love making videos. I just love storytelling. I love watching videos, and I love just selling the products. Because at the time I was saving up for a DSLR camera and actually saving up for an Adobe subscription. I was like trying to get that coin. My dad was like, I'm not gonna give you money, go make it yourself. So I started my first agency experience just by naturally doing content marketing. So when I was around 15, I started to do brand work. So, you know, I have my own YouTube page. So I did it for other local companies, like literally like coffee shops. There was this bubble tea shop where I live in Oregon. And I would like make some Instagram posts. And this was the early stages of my agency work. So now my company, X8 Media, does similar things, but instead of a local coffee shop, it's for brands like Netflix. We did a campaign with Logitech and some fun tech companies. And it's really crazy how I just started with a passion and then it became my career. I also documented my entire journey on YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, I like to be as honest and real as possible. My entire brand, I don't like to say it, but like my entire brand is around just being super authentic. So I will share the ups and downs. I've made a few videos of my failures of running a company, startup agency work. Like I really try to showcase everything. And lately I've been talking a lot about creator economy and crypto. So that's what you can expect with my content on YouTube.
Awesome. That is such a cool start. I have a question from Elizabeth. How and when did you know that you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
Okay, so I think for me, it was completely on, I think, like I said, like I just really wanted to buy my own camera. When I was like 12, like I remember it was really just my parents and I were struggling with like the 2008 recession. So I just wanted to like buy my own camera. That was mainly it. I just didn't realize that like when you can't get a job when you're like 12 or 13. At the time I had really bad eczema. Like, so I had like a skin condition where I couldn't like stand up. So I would like, wheelchair, literally in a wheelchair. Not a lot of people know this, but like I couldn't move. So I was naturally at home a lot. I don't think I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just wanted to get my stuff and like work at home, which is so weird because like now the creator economy is such a huge term and everyone right now, I know my friends want to work in some sort of like digital career. So I think for me, it's understanding that social media enabled that. And I wanted to just have more freedom. Like money wasn't the top of mind. It was more just like the freedom to make content and fund my stories. I think I took it really seriously at 16 when I was in this engagement group called Young Hustlers with a dollar sign with an S. It was so cringy. Literally the cringiest thing you could think about. It was like me and like 9 other bros, e-commerce bros, which I love them still all. We're still really good friends. But I actually took it seriously when I saw other like-minded people. So I think conversations like this or like the Adobe community is super cool because you can meet like other like-minded people. It doesn't have to be a cringy Instagram DM group chat. That's when I actually started to take it seriously and I like started to post every single day on YouTube and want to be a full-time entrepreneur.
Still on the topic of like, just starting out, I have Jenny in the chat who's asking, what is the best advice to give someone who's just starting their YouTube channel or even like their content platforms?
Yeah, if you're just starting to make YouTube videos or TikToks or shorts, whatever, there's so many mediums now.
I know. So many.
So many. I think for me, it's like, there's a lot of advice you could, like, I think the number one thing people do is like they search up how to grow a YouTube channel. And that's fine. Like my videos do pop up. So if you found me through there, welcome. Honestly, I think it's irrelevant though. Like I think it's super irrelevant to know how to grow and more how to start. I think a lot of people have an issue with like the confidence of being on camera, learning how to edit videos. Like it's not easy to learn Premiere Pro. Like I was on iMovie for a longest time and I gradually learned. Like you have to learn the skill sets. So I think if you're just starting, make 100 videos. It doesn't have to be good. And if it's too much work, try to make YouTube shorts or shorter videos. Like it doesn't have to be 10-minute films. I think a lot of people overcomplicate the process of growing a YouTube channel by like learning too fast about like all the technicalities like thumbnails, SEO, which are still super important. It's just irrelevant if you're first starting. So if you haven't made 100 videos, just make 100 videos. Now, if you're at a point where you've made a lot of content, I do think it's really important to do something called the remix strategy, which I do all the time. You basically just take a trend already existing and add your spin on it. Like for the best example I have of this is if you see a big trend on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or something, and it's this audio of someone, showcasing their top 5 hobbies, you can do something similar and stitch that audio. I think the other option you have is literally, taking your top 10 creators and looking at their most top 10 popular videos and just recreating it. So there's 2 ways you can go about it. You can like remix an actual audio from TikTok or Instagram, your YouTube Shorts, or you can just take a list of people you like and their top performing videos because you can kind of harness an audience and there's already like traction there. But like I said, most people actually aren't in the first boat. I think a lot of people forget that you have to like learn how to get comfortable, and that's through repetition. If you care too much about the end result, it's gonna really mess with your mind.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Honestly, like the hardest part is like I feel like a lot of people think about the end result, like the destination that they want to get like 1 million followers or something like that, or really want to grow their business or platforms, but not really like, but having that end goal like just at the forefront, it gets a lot really overwhelming to think about how you're even going to get to that step and if you're ever going to get to that step. So I feel like that's why a lot of frustrations that I've heard from our community is like it's scary to even just like take that first step because people are already so scared of that success. So that's such a good point. So like while we're on the topic of content creation and social media, what about for all the folks who aren't really trying to start a side business or become a content creator? Like, is social media important to have? Like, what if you just want to land a job?
Yeah, I think that like I always have this mindset of you can be a creator or you can work in the creator economy. So I think that like the answer is yes. Like I think social media is just so prevalent in any career. I don't know if Tava's here, my friend Tava, he's like my videographer, but I was just yesterday helping him. He's applying for a job at this company that does film and like production in Hollywood. And on his cover letter, because it's a job for production, he was adding his because he shot for me. He was adding experience of like I know how to shoot horizontally for film, but also vertically for social media. And I've seen experience like that. Like it's so helpful, especially if you're going into a digital career or working for another creator or a creator-like company. It's very important. And that cover letter was very emphasized on social media. So I do really believe that you personally don't have to have your own brand, but if you're working for another brand, most likely you're going to touch like TikTok, YouTube of some sort. And it's totally fine to have like I really believe that a lot of burnout is heavily based on if you have one source of like income. Like if you're trying to become a creator and there's not like a stability, it's really stressful, right? So if you have a job but you're still making content, that's still like prevalent. And I think everyone glamorizes this like notion of like you have to like go all in. And if you like don't quit your job, you're like a failure. And I think that's so dumb. Like I think you should be able to like do what makes you happy. And if social media is that for you, then do it. But if not, like you can still do other things. But social media most likely will help you with those applications.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And we have a few people who asked this, but like, what are some tips for just branding yourself or your business on social media?
I can cuss, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Got it.
Oh, okay, that actually leads to my like thing. It's like you have to find whatever makes you super unique. I think that a lot of people, like I would say the best example I have of this is you essentially want to become like really, do you know those babushka Russian dolls? Like those like nesting dolls? So like essentially my analogy is if you're a content creator and you're branding yourself, you want to look like a creator that you like. For example, all algorithms, the way it works is they try to recommend you based on similar creators. But you want to find what makes you unique. Like for example, the Russian nesting dolls, like you could be a smaller version of the older Russian nesting doll, but maybe the way you look is different. The size is obviously different. And I think a lot of people really try to like when you make content, say you're taking a trendy video, which is like my morning routine. You want to copy the exterior. You want to copy the thumbnail and title, but the interior needs to be different. It needs to be your personality. You need to find what makes you unique. So for me, I just looked at my day and I'm like, I really like matcha. I really like being loud. So I do cuss a lot in my videos and I talk a lot about my bowel movements. I have a lot of stomach issues and people find that really relatable. So finding those unique things and like your exterior should look similar to your favorite creators. So I do think it's really beneficial to watch other YouTubers or TikTokers or whatever you're into to figure out like what that exterior looks like.
Yes, I agree 1000%. So when it comes to like posting content on social media, like someone's anonymous attendee says you mentioned posting every day on YouTube or like posting like let's just say posting every day on social media. Is there a point of like oversaturation?
So okay, I actually don't recommend anybody to post daily. I think I was slightly insane and a little ambitious. Like keep in mind, I was in the Young Hustlers group chat. I wanted to prove myself. I just dropped out of high school. Like I went insane. I remember my dad actually was the one who like caught me in this burnout, but I was posting daily YouTube videos, 10-minute videos, editing myself every day for 4 months. And then one night I didn't post. I would post it at like 12:08 a.m. and I like broke down. I was like, I missed my streak. Like I don't think content should be that intense. So if the question's around like oversaturation, I mean, like I did daily videos because I just really wanted to prove myself and I wanted to test something. I had no intention to grow. Honestly, it was really just to like prove a point. But the second thing I did have to say with that is I think that there's no such thing as oversaturation because with repetition, you find things that are more unique. I think oversaturation is when you make the same thing over and over again. It's really hard to do that when you post daily because you have to think outside the box. So it depends on what type of creator you are. I just still don't recommend that to anybody. But if you are posting Instagram stories a day. That's totally fine. Like, I think you need to figure out what media makes sense. But no, I don't believe in like having a schedule. I think every creator is different.
Yeah, I agree. Like this is a situation where just like not everyone, like the shoe doesn't, like the one size does not fit all when it comes to content strategy and social media. So I feel like it really depends on like your goals and, you know, the business and industry that you're in, and as well as like what you can do as a creator. You know, you don't want to overload yourself with an unrealistic schedule because, like you said earlier, it is the quickest way to burn out. I have Emmanuel here asking, what is your advice for content during this post-COVID era?
I honestly think that I'm also wondering that too. I do collaborate with a bunch of people and we're starting to grab coffee in person. It's such a weird thing. I'm vaxxed. So it's really interesting. But I do think that right now, if you are someone that makes like interview style content, the way you can navigate it is obviously doing it in person. I also think that like stitching on TikTok specifically is really interesting because you're able to collaborate with people without like leaving anywhere. So personally for me, I think there's two ways to go about it. I think because people are so used to collaborating virtually, it's going to stay the same, but then more people will go in person. That's kind of my hunch. Most virtual and creator events I'm seeing is moving physical too.
Yeah, and I feel like this past year we just proved to the entire world that collaboration and content creation is possible, you know, when done remotely. It just takes a little bit more creativity and thinking outside of the box. Let's see, any more questions? Okay, I have a question for you also. So in your opinion, what platforms do you think are the most effective for marketing your business or brand?
I think that it depends on your brand. Would you say this is like for a personal brand? Like what's the context?
Just for, yeah, just a personal brand or something for like a business that, like a side business, or even like something like a business like for work. Just like, what do you think are the most effective platforms?
Honestly, this is what I've noticed. I don't think it's a platform. I think it's a format. So like my YouTube partner manager even said this, but like TikTok used to be a platform, but now like TikToks is a term. Like people say like, they don't just say I'm going on TikTok, but I'm making a TikTok. So there's a connotation that there's a format and style, which is short form video, right? Anything under 60 seconds is considered a TikTok. So like essentially, I think that if you were to start a brand over in 2021, I would think about making TikToks and just reposting it everywhere. Instagram Reels and Shorts, and Snapchat Spotlight. So I would really stay away from platform and just like one type of content and reposting it. Because like, for example, I posted a video on my TikTok that maybe gets like maybe 10,000 views, but on Instagram Reels, it got 300,000. So it's just really weird. I think it's really about the format and nailing down storytelling in short form. So getting really good at like editing videos in like 60 seconds is a skill in itself. And I think you want to decentralize your content because it gets you the most amount of reach. If you're really focused on one platform, you're kind of screwed because like if they decide to like, I don't know, become shadow ban or whatever, which happens very often on TikTok, you don't have to do that. So I think it's important to diversify that.
Okay. Yeah, those are great points. And then I have Jayashri. Apologies if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Feel free to correct me in chat. So what are some tips that you'd give, like additional tips, I guess, from the previous question or the answer you gave? What are some tips you'd give regarding content creation for starting a small business? I'm hoping to start a small scale VA business.
I would say it depends if you want to be the face of your brand. If you don't, I'm going to give this advice, which is like partnering with other creators and influencers. You want to basically, if you're a business owner, you want to do the least amount of content creation, unless you really like content. Like I would say a little bit of an outsider because I actually like making videos. So a lot of the advice I give to business owners is completely different because their number one goal is just I want to grow and get sales and like do the least amount of content work. So if you're someone in that boat, I would say partner with 5 to 6 influencers or even small. Like when I say influencers, people think it has to be like Charli D'Amelio. I'm talking about like 5 people in high school that like your t-shirt. I'm not even joking. I think I live in a town where people thought like selling products online was weird. I was a weird kid. But ever since I left school, all my friends are like starting like t-shirt and like small Etsy shops, which is super sick. And then they partner with like the popular kids at school to be their models, which is like very early stages of like influencer marketing. So what I would say is like, if you're trying to get it off the ground, locate, your target audience, the 5 or 6 creators that are high school kids or literally people that are maybe under 10K, and, kind of create some sort of content strategy or giveaway where you can, I don't know, with these 5 creators, everybody promotes this giveaway together to drive traffic to the page. We actually did this for a page called Retro Reprise by Friend's brand. Her name's Haley Pham. And we were helping her create her a growth strategy with 5 other creators, and it did like a bundle giveaway. So that's what I would do to jumpstart it, because giveaways really just get people moving and give other creators. That's what I would do.
Yeah, no, that is a good tip. That's why we're hosting a giveaway today and collaborating with another creator, doing exactly what you're saying. It's all in the strat, guys, all in the strat. Okay, so I have a question from Annalie. What do you think about making content on NFTs as it has the hype?
Okay, I listened to a lot of Web3 books and podcasts, and I honestly think I'm a crypto nerd. Okay, so this is coming from someone that loves crypto. I think NFTs, most creators are using NFTs in the dumbest way. Like posting a link to a PNG file and like selling it for 5 to 10 ETH is something really just for like people, and it's not scalable. It's really just through the hype, right? So if you're a creator without an audience, I don't want to I always say that NFT should not be this glamorized way of making money instantly and making millions of dollars, because that's like Beeple and all those other creators that sell like lots of NFTs are, I would say, riding luck and hype, and even they can say that. So I think the future of NFTs is a start of a conversation. So for example, if you're using an NFT to, for example, find your top 100 fans, right? Because on the blockchain, for those who don't know what an NFT is, it stands for non-fungible token. It's kind of like a digital signature on the blockchain. So imagine instead of you pay it with US dollars, you pay with Ethereum or Bitcoin, well, Ethereum mostly. So, because it's a public database of like, people buying, because you can see it, like the list of people bidding on this NFT. Imagine that's a great way to like see your top 100 fans if you're a creator, right? Like, previously, if you are a content creator, you maybe launch your product to a swipe up Instagram story, right? Hey guys, buy this product. But what if you can launch an NFT and you say, top 100 bidders or whatever, get access to this group chat where you guys can help build my next YouTube video or vote on certain things. So I think NFT should be used as a conversation starter utility that so happens to have a PNG attachment. If this is complicated, I would look into and I have a video on my YouTube channel a little bit about like Logan Paul's NFT. But yeah, for the most part, most creators are doing it in the most dumb way, but they're banking out on it because it's so new.
Those are great points. Oh my goodness, so many questions just came up about the creator economy. Awesome. Okay, I have a question from Zoe. But before I get into the question, I noticed that that your content has changed throughout your entire creator journey. I remember when I first started watching you, you were the Instagram girl, how to get, I think it was 1,000 followers or something on Instagram. And then it pivoted to how to grow on YouTube. And then now you're talking about the creator economy and cryptocurrency. So Zoe in the chat, she's asking, how did your content / growth strategy change throughout your creative career and why?
I think people take Instagram and YouTube way too seriously, and it's you can tell it's not fun anymore. When do you wake up and you're like, I can't wait to post on Instagram? No one does that, right? I think TikTok's slightly different. I think it's actually fun, but again, mental health wise, it can be a question mark. I just think we're for me personally, it's really simple. I just don't post anything I don't care about. I think a lot of people, when they look at social media and content, it's you're trying to win a prize, but you don't even know what the prize is. I think a lot of people, when I ask why do you want to get more views? It's oh, because it's gonna make me more successful. But then you ask why, and then they can't answer it. So for me, I had a point in 2018 where I realized making Instagram content was just not interesting to me. I didn't hate it in the moment. It's just one day I was like, you know what? I want to talk about other things. So with my pivot, it was more of a self-realization of yo, what do I want to talk about? And I really did not give a about the views or the Like financially, yeah, it's scary. So you have to diversify. But I think for me, it's like, what's the point of this? And I think for me, if there's a lot of statistics, right? There's like this article about this girl with like 9 million followers and she couldn't sell 11 t-shirts, right? Like, I think that for me, it's like noise and followers really don't matter. It's about true supporters. I've been calling Darmination, but now I call them like the besties because I just like that term. So I think for me, it's like, I only care about the besties and everyone can go f off. Like, I got a lot of comments of people saying like, oh my God, Jade, like, when are you going to start an OnlyFans? Because your content's so dumb. And I just don't respond. Because I just really don't care. Because if I were to look, I think a lot of people, they're trying to please their like, either, like not going too deep, but like their parents or something like that's trying to be the most mature version of yourself. But I think true success is when you're able to make your younger self happy, like the kid version of yourself. Like, what was your dream when you were like 9 or 10? Go after that, because that's typically the most authentic to yourself. What you have as a goal right now may be the reflection of society telling you to go in this certain career, your parents, or just, your friends pressuring you, right? Ask yourself, what did 9-year-old me want? And am I doing that? So I just wanted to make videos as a kid and like make videos I like. So I just try to respect little Jade as much as possible. And that's so easy. Now, in terms of pivoting, there are ways to properly do so. So if you're a content creator that got popular over hair content and you don't like hair content anymore, my YouTube manager kind of mentioned this to me, but you basically want to start to kind of think of your audience as a Venn diagram. So imagine 2 circles, and you have your old self, maybe it's the hair content, and you have your new self, which is maybe like, if you want to talk about crypto, and you want to find that middle audience, right? Like that crossover. And the way you do that is by collaborating with people still in the hair community, but adding crypto. So for example, that's how you get new audiences in your feed. So on my channel, I talk a lot about like Charlie D'Amelio. I'll collaborate with like Colin and Samir, which are my friends in the creator economy. So like, with my shift, I over time just added new audiences while still respecting my old audience. So there is a strategic way to do it. I just think that like at the fundamental, if you know when to pivot, when you just don't like what you're talking about. And I think a lot of people need to respect their younger selves more, because it's like, if not, we're going to live in this world where like, what's the point of becoming independent and like a freelancer when you're like, it feels more like a job. And the worst thing with being being in the creator economy is this job is never ending. It's not like you go to bed at a certain time. So I think more people need to like honor that childlike self.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with that, because that's why a lot of us hopped onto social media, because it was fun. It was a new way to like create or express ourselves and be creative. So yeah, I definitely think that we should try and honor that. Sazad asks, going back to when you're talking about pivoting, do you think that changing niches frequently will affect your channel, or working on multiple niches? This Sazad has been on YouTube since 2017. Congrats. That's a long time.
Congrats. I mean, yeah, it does affect your channel. It's the question is more about what type of channel and brand do you want to build. I think that there's 2 types of creators. I'm gonna put, who are my friends that do a really good job? Okay, when you think about your favorite musician, think about that favorite artist you have, okay? If they put one shitty song, do you look at them and you're like, oh my God, I hate the artist? You're like, no, you just listen to their top hits or the songs you like, right? Now, if you look at your like people that you don't like, or meaty, artists you don't really care for, you might judge them more immediately. So understand, like, your true fans won't care. Like, people that really support you do not give a fuck. And sometimes that's all that matters. If we're really looking at like what type of brand you're trying to build. If you're trying to build a brand that appeases the masses, then yes, it's gonna screw your brand and your views will fluctuate. So I think like, if you're trying to build a brand that's strong, has a community, right? And it's not just noise. Why don't you just focus on building what you want? Because the people that will support you will come eventually. That's how I like to look at it. There's always, people and creators. I would put like my friends, Think Media, that have a very huge YouTube channel where I'm like growing. And it's a very different vibe, right? Like, it's very like to the point content. If there's one niche, you can expect something from them. And that's a cool artist. But everyone has different tastes. Like, I personally, in the EDM world, I like EDM. I'm not going to listen to Marshmello every week. It's a very like mainstream pop sound. I might listen to other artists. So, I mean, I think like the true fans will support you. That's what I'm going to say. And yes, it will mess with your brand, but I think it's the question's like, what type of brand do you want to build? Do you want to build a brand to please people, or build a brand that makes you happy and has a strong community?
Those are some inspiring words, Jade. That was a mic drop right there. Oh my goodness. Beautifully said. Oh gosh. And I guess with that, we'll switch it up a little bit and talk a little bit about entrepreneurship. So I have a question from Eli Samba. This is from Discord. What advice do you have for young entrepreneurs in the creative industry trying to shape their own careers? Also, talking about new grads or even side hustlers.
Okay, so I would say, first of all, I think I realized this personally after like looking at my comments and seeing people saying like, like I'm 22 and like I don't know what to do. And like honestly, I feel the same way. Like although I have this like, I don't know, you didn't see my Air Maxes because they didn't work, but like I have this put together Jade with the Air Max. Like I have my whole brand. Like I actually don't know what the I'm doing half the time. I don't think Elon Musk knows what he's doing half the time. And I think it's really important to first normalize not knowing what you're exactly doing, because the minute you don't, if the minute you know everything, you stop growing. So I think we need to normalize, like especially when I talk to my friends that are graduating, it's like this very big pressure to get it all at once. And I think that like what we do collectively is first talk about it with your close friends. It's okay to tell people you don't know everything. And the second thing is just like saying like this is totally normal. Third thing, we're actually living the worst, like we're living in the worst economically inducing period of time. Like I'm pretty sure there's this like data that shows like Gen Z graduating college has like more debt, like $40,000 worth of debt average versus like the class of 2001, right? So like also understand the state of the world is absolutely now the reason why I say all this is just to give yourself the compassion and patience to be very slow and diligent with yourself. So, you know, for example, I think for me, you know, say you don't want to start a business, you want to get a job, this advice still applies. People don't know, but for the longest time before I started X8 Media, I worked with my dad, Leon, at his company, Wyverge. Go to my LinkedIn profile, you'll literally see it. It says grow down Wyverge. I worked with my dad for a year. I remember I would like wake up in the summer instead of hanging out with friends, I would literally just go to his office and like do some data entry. It was not the sexiest. Sorry, Dad, I love you, but it was not the funnest things. But I got to learn. Like I got to attend meetings. So I think like if you're someone that is trying to work in a certain industry, either work for free at a volunteer your time at a nonprofit you like, or for me, I worked for my dad for free for like a year. I would just really get experience earlier on. I would not wait till you graduate. I would just do it as soon as possible, because that's what really help build your resume. Like I maybe 2 days ago I couldn't speak on this, but like my friend Tava, like I mentioned, he is applying for a new career he's never like applied for. It's for this project coordinator position at this huge Hollywood production company, right? But he did 5 years of shooting for other YouTubers, shooting for like for me, and you know, working at an internship, and he's applying for this job and putting that all together. So you like know that your journey as a new grad or someone that's just starting a business is not linear. Like you're not gonna go from like graduate, get apply, and it's gonna be perfect. In starting a business is the same way. Like you're not gonna go from going from school to like starting a startup and like raising a ton of money. Like you're gonna go from wrong to less wrong. And it's really important to give yourself that time and space. So get internships, get experience as fast as possible. And then over time, things will piece together and you will land that dream job and dream career. And like right now, like my friend Tava has like 5 recommendations from me and like his other people he's worked with for this certain job that he already has an intro to from HR. So like you will increase your chances by collaborating with people and getting experience early.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So much great advice. We have Ed Mass in the chat. He said student organizations and leadership in high school and college is highly valuable experience. Super agree with you right there. Oh my gosh. Yes. Anything that you everyone who's in chat in Jade's channel or in the Zoom, wherever you are tuning in from, yeah, like experience is experience no matter what. If it was in high school, in college, or at an internship, or your very first job that might not necessarily have been your dream job, you know, utilize every experience that you've got. So my next question comes from Piper Brantley. She is in the chat. Could you talk more about the beginnings of your company, struggles, finding new clients, the first few steps, etc.?
Totally. So if anybody wants to start an agency, I'll kind of give you guys I've never said this before, so I'll give you like my roadmap. It was extremely chaotic. If I could draw it, it's not a line, it's like scribbles. So what happened was when I was 16, like I told you, for like a few years prior, from 9 to 16, I was making videos and selling dolls. So I knew the idea around like getting an audience for a product. So I searched on YouTube. I think I don't know what happened, but somebody had the agency at like 17 in London, and I was like, oh my god, I want to be like him. So I think I did buy his course, which there's some beef around that because long story short, he used my testimonial asking him. Anyways, but I did like learn from other people that I got inspired by. Like Gary Vaynerchuk was definitely one of them. So once I learned from these people like how to basically do what I'm doing for free, which is like making videos around products for other brands, I wanted to put into action. So on this course in the videos I was watching, I was talking about cold calling. So your girl literally cold called random bubble tea shops. I wish my dad could pull up the photo of me like literally getting dropped off from like my sophomore year of like high school lunch to like quickly run to a coffee shop to pitch a brand. Like this is real life. I wish I had the photo. But I remember like I couldn't drive at the time. I think my mom would pick me up, drop me off at the bubble tea shop, and I would like pitch my services. I'd be like, "Hi, I charge $500 for running your Instagram for a month." And then they were like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, how about for free?" And I'm like, "Okay." So like I would just shoot my shots and like see what what landed. So from $20, I ended up landing it actually not for free. It was like a couple $100. But I think I just didn't know my value at the time, but I just kept like increasing my rates from a bubble tea shop. The next thing was a kombucha brand, a local LA kombucha brand. And then I went from $500 to like 2,000. And then from 2,000, it kept doubling to 5,000. And then from there, just kept tripling and 5Xing. But I think I just got a lot of awkward no's. And some people don't want to deal with that. It's really uncomfortable. But if you sit with your emotions, all emotions are like clouds. They're not forever. They will over time pass away, but you just have to sit in that awkwardness. So I don't know, I think at 16, I learned the power of just like sitting in awkward silence and, just shooting my shots. That's the biggest failure I had, honestly, was probably like letting myself get to me. Like, I'm not going to say I was a super confident person. Like, I definitely started over my words. And like, some points I didn't show up to meetings because I was really scared. I remember I would call like 100 small businesses. And after getting rejected, like left after like, right, I just sat in my bed face down and like screamed in my pillow, So I think that like those moments were very, very real. That was when I was, first dropping out of high school. Obviously there's other issues when you move out of your own home and like start paying your own bills. When I moved to LA, I remember like I was paying a solid like $800 a month, like for like a portion of a bedroom in a USC dorm. Like it was so random. And like I remembered like it was just really stressful to like pay my own bills and like move out for the first time at 17 to LA and like learning how to drive. I got like so many parking tickets. So I think like for me it was like really balancing my finances and like making sure I could pay my rent every month. So that was a learning curve. I would say that nothing is truly a failure. You just always learn like, oh, rent costs this much. Shoot, I didn't know that. But next month, maybe I'll charge more and, pay it off. So like that was a lot of my 17 to 18 year mark. And it was super tough, but like, it's not a failure because you learn over time. And now I have a very, my dad especially helped me kind of think about like diversifying income and my like investment strategies. So I'm a little bit more experienced, but I don't think I'd be able to be here if I wasn't so bad at finances like 5 years ago or 4 years ago.
Oh my gosh, that is so crazy. Everyone in chat saying like that hustle though, Ashley Wynn gave you some clap emojis. That hustle though, oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And everyone's testing chat. Okay. Is chat broken? What's going on? What's going on? I got too much awesomeness happening right now with Jade's story. Oh, Therese says impressive stuff. Yes. Okay. So while we're on the topic of like, you talked about how you were over time, like raising your rates and stuff as you work with more and more clients and that was kind of like the start of like building your agency or your marketing firm. I have Liz T also in chat asking, or Liz, she says, I've done a lot of research to start a few business ideas, yet I can't manage to motivate myself on times to start because I'm scared of something making me lose money before even getting income. So how do you let go of scary thoughts like that and just start?
I think I'm going to steal this from Gary Vee.
Okay.
You're scared of something, or you're lazy, or you feel like you're not productive, it's most likely because you're bored and the thing that you're doing is boring to you. Think about the last time you spent money on a concert ticket. Does that give you financial ROI? But no, but like I see Swifties paying $500 for a VIP ticket, right? When things are fun and experiential, you don't think about the ROI. And that's how you have to think about starting any business. It needs to be fun. And it's not always going to be that way, but you need to start at least making it easier for yourself. I'm going to say this. So I have two different hats, and I hope this is helpful because I even told my dad this advice and he really likes it. So I have two different characters, okay? I have business Jade that makes that bread, pays her team on time, and takes care of her friends and family. But then I have this little experimental Jade, and this little experimental Jade works on projects for fun, like my startup Create, where we help creators navigate Web3 and launch crypto projects. If I use business Jade on this new child Create, I don't think I could even start because it would intimidate me to like have to make money immediately. And this might like growing a company and scaling is a different mindset than starting something new and scary, and like that might not work. So I had to like make myself really believe that this Create startup I'm working on is for fun. I might not make any money, but it's gonna give me as much joy as getting Taylor Swift concert tickets. And I don't mind losing money. I noticed the question you mentioned is like, I don't want to lose money. Like you're gonna have to lose money because it's a risk, right? If it's fully thought out and you don't want, then you probably shouldn't start a business because the point of a business or entrepreneurship is risk. I literally today, something that helps me is every day if I work on Create, I write down instead of like my normal business or work to-do list at my agency X8, which is more, I would say, meticulous and I have to think more logically on making money. But for anything Create, I literally write down today is my Create day. And I write it this way versus saying like I have a to-do list. I say this is my Create day because it makes me feel like this is for fun. And I'm almost in a way like this is my weekend, okay? So stop thinking about a business if you're starting one or a YouTube channel as it has to make money immediately. Think about it as you're trying to have a fun experience, trying something new. And it's just the same way as if you buy new concert tickets.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, such good points. Oh, in the chat, we have Terrell saying, you guys are so full of energy. I love it. Haha, good vibes. So many good vibes in chat. Elizabeth said, loves this energy. Nick is hyped up. What up, Nick? Trey saying this energy is great. A bunch of clap emojis. Oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, so I have Rev ECL, who's in your YouTube chat right now, and they ask if you have two ideas for a small business, like how would you choose which one would be better to start off with?
This is a really, really good question. I would say let's do it together. I wish I had my pen with me, but I actually do this a lot because I'm someone that is full of ideas and can't do any of them. So what I would do is, do you like my self-portrait, Katrina?
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
I get so bored doing Zoom calls, as you can tell. Okay, so when you start a business and there's two ideas, there's two things. You want to think about what's going to be, the moolah, the money, y-axis. Okay, this is a money sign. I don't know if you can see it. And then risk, which is essentially how much it's going to fail. So, when I would say like, in terms of like, if you're trying to have the highest chances of making it successful and lowest risk, that's the business I would go for. Now, this is not always the best case. Sometimes it's a gut feeling where you want to do a high risk, high money thing, right? It depends on how much moolah you want to, give up in time, right? So if you're working on two businesses, one is super high risk, but it's going to get low money effort, right? It's not going to return you that much. But the other idea, maybe it's a little more boring, but it has more return, and that's what you want at that time. I would go for that business. But if you're looking for something for fun, like just disregard it. Like go with your gut feeling. What sounds more fun? Who do I get to work with? I think there's such a big power in having a co-founder. Bring someone else in. Which company can I feel the most collaborative in? maybe some industries are way too siloed. Like I think like some industries like coaching one-on-one can be very individual, you know, like a lot of YouTube is very individual, but if you're working on like a cooking app, you have to work with different developers or something. So I think the best way, I've done this before, is make a graph chart, high risk and high like profitable, and then weigh your choices and see which one's best for you.
I love that. Definitely just weighing your options and really laying it all out in front of you, like the risks, the rewards, and then ultimately it's up to you to decide whether one idea is better or more intriguing for you to do and you feel more comfortable executing than the other. So great advice, Jade. I have Desi in the chat saying or asking, I would, oh, it's not really a question. Okay, I guess saying, would love for you to speak about balancing content creation, editing, back-end work, your business, etc. I have a hard time filling all the roles and tactics needed to be successful, but also build awareness. Thank you.
Totally. I hate this answer because I feel like every YouTuber and their dogs has this answer, but time blocking really does work. So as someone that runs X8 Media and makes their own content at the same time as working on Create, which is my crypto incubator, I have to like literally, like I wear different outfits. I know this is really weird, but hang on with me, okay? So for each thing, I change my outfit and I go to a different location. So for X8 Media, I'll work on my desk and I'll wear jeans and a t-shirt because it's like the most like, or jeans and like some sort of sweater. And then for my content, I will like do my makeup and wear a different outfit and film. So I'm standing up, and that's a different time block. So that's like after lunch. And for my crypto stuff, I will go to a coffee shop so I can have new ideas. So that's what I do. I think a lot of people time block, which time blocking is you put all the tasks in one consolidated hour or 2 hour block, and you have to get it all done in that 2 hour block. If not, you just wait till tomorrow, the next day. But I think the thing that people don't do is like switch up your location. I would sometimes work on the floor, like the hardwood floor, literally just like, because it helps my mind take the tasks away. Because when you go from different contexts, especially if you're editing a video and then you have to like script something, your brain doesn't like there's a statistic. Someone pull it up. I'm not going to pull it up because I don't know. But it's like, that's why you don't sleep in your bed and work in your bed. People say if you do that, then you're a rebel. But you know, your mind can't process different tasks with locations. You have to switch it up. So I go to a different coffee shop every other day if I'm doing something new, and I will literally work on the floor. I know this is weird. I also work in the dark. Working in the dark and changing your lighting, whether it's an LED light, helps too. So I have these weird things I do.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. When you said the whole, like, that's why you shouldn't work from your bed. Okay. I'm a little guilty of that, but I feel a little called out, but it's okay. I feel like a lot of us can definitely relate. And I didn't even think about like switching locations and like outfits. It's so genius. And everyone is loving that you said time blocking, that it works. Someone said, oh, Nick says they light candles when they're working in the dark.
Yes. Yes, that's good.
Oh my gosh, love it. Jayashri says yes to time blocking and switching locations. Ashley said time blocking is key. Yes, agree. Oh, I see a question from Luis. Lewis, sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right. Feel free to correct me. Do you have any advice for not comparing yourself to other people or even other people's success?
All right. So I'm going to be one-to-one real with the besties. So I struggle with this very hard. I think that, you know, also, by the way, for anyone that's like, I know this is finals week for a lot of my friends. So like, thank you guys for joining in on especially such a crazy week. Some people are finishing today, some people are finishing Friday. So thank you so much. I think this is actually one of the most important questions. So I would listen up. So the number one thing I have to say is like, I came from a place where I went to very, very like aggressive AP. Like my friends are like insanely smart. And even before YouTube, comparing myself to grades or my GPA is something that I struggled with. I remember crying after my 7th grade science test. I got a B- because all my friends got like an A+. That's the most Asian shit I've ever heard, but like, this is real things, okay? So I know how it feels. Now in the content space, it's worse because not only do you have to see your friend's grade maybe like on paper, but like on social media, because that's how we entertain ourselves too. It's like this weird thing where like you're kind of like entertaining yourself and still comparing yourself. So the issue is it no longer leaves a school bubble, right? Whereas if you leave school, you're like, okay, whatever, I'll just like forget about it. But now social media, it's like never ending. Like whether it's view count or someone shows that they're having a baby shower, you're like, what the heck? I was not invited to it. So I think the first thing that really helped me with jealousy and comparing myself with social media is asking myself this question, which is, would I switch lives with this person I'm jealous with completely? And most often than not, you're like, no, like I actually like my life. Like I like my family. I like my friends. Like I probably wouldn't switch my life. If you try to nitpick and be like, oh, I like this person's face and I like their success, and I also want my family. Like you can't do that. Like a lot of the people that I know that have very successful brands, right? Very consistent view count, 1 million plus, whatever the heck, right? They're some of the most depressed people I ever know. And like they talk to me about this, like it's nothing new. But like we look at them and be like, I want their view count, but I want my like close friend circle. Like you can't get mix and match. So something that I find really helps me is asking myself, like, would I truly swap lives fully? Because if you want the success, you also have to deal with all the other baggage of like maybe not seeing your family a lot because you're always working, or health issues. Like, do you want to swap lives with me? Because I can't poop, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, like you have to look at the full picture of what am I truly jealous of them, or am I just wanting the highlights of their life that they're broadcasting to the world? And that's totally fine. Like social media, you can highlight your life, but I think most often or not, like these people don't have everything together. And, you know, I'll close it off with this, which is like all my friends, like all my friends are either married, like I'm 20, so it's like they're like insanely in their own bubble. I know it's not normal to get married at 20, but they're either married, they have a house and a Tesla and a dog. And I was looking at myself and like, oh my God, like I'm like so like off for my friends. But I realized like they also have their own things, you know, being married at a young age is can't travel as much. Maybe they don't go outside. Whereas I switched to a new city every week. Like I was in Arizona last week hanging out with this friend group, right? So I look at it like, would I truly swap lives with this friend group? No, I don't want that life. I maybe want the highlights of it, but you can't ask for it. So whether it's grades or someone's career like or someone's face or body, like ask that question and it will change your perspective on things.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Mic drop again, Jade. My goodness. Ugh. So much great advice. So we are nearing the end of this talk. Unfortunately, I'm so sad. So I have a couple more questions. We have time for a couple more questions. So y'all, if you have not dropped any questions yet in the Q&A tab, feel free to do so or drop them in chat. And then someone from the team will pass it off to me. But I have a question from Celeste. How do you stay consistent with working on your business through seasons of slow progress or even failure?
Yeah, totally. Like I said, when things are slow and I'm not motivated, I try to make it fun. So this is actually something really key that I just discovered recently. Okay.
Mhm.
So at X8 Media, we do the same thing. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, like it's super fun to have new clients, but it's the same thing. Like we get a brand, we pitch out on a campaign, and then we get the budget and then we contract. It's the same thing, right? So recently I was like, ugh, I'm kind of bored. So what I do, and it's even worse if there's no projects. It's even worse when there's not even any money coming in, which happens in advertising. So to be very honest, like I had to find a way to entertain myself. Like I think it's really about making it fun. So for example, I brought in people that I think could obviously give me advice, but also I like as a friend to be an advisor to help, you know, with these problems. So I will have once a week meetings with my friend to brainstorm like, hey, you also have an agency. How did you combat this? So I bring in other people, like bring in people not only that can give you advice, but that you like and you vibe with. And sometimes also super helpful to talk to, if you don't have a mentor, use this method of like bringing in other people in your same industry and just talking about it in some sort of like advisory meeting. Like even if it's like my Young Hustlers group chat is the cringiest version, but like make something like that for yourself. Because I find that when you talk to people about your problems and making it slow, it's really fun because you're actually able to get outside your head. The next thing I'd say is like, it's totally fine to take a break I think that for a lot of content creation, we have to post weekly, but that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard because if you look at your favorite creator, right, and they post a video saying like, oh, I'm taking a break for a week. You're like, oh, okay, and you forget about it. It's not a big deal. But like when we look at ourselves internally and the thought of taking a break, we think it's like impossible, right? Or if you work at a job, like if someone else asked for a break, you wouldn't care. But if it's for you, you'd be like, oh my God, like I don't deserve that, right? So I would just take a break and bring in other people. So those are my two methods. I also sleep a lot. Like there's this actual huge thing I just learned my last trip. I went to Arizona. And I was like being super irritative and like mean to my team and people. And my friend was just like, Jade, are you hangs? I'm like, what? And it stands for, are you hungry? Are you tired? Are you lonely? And I think the last word is, are you, I think, did you poop or something? I forgot. So like there's an acronym and it's like, oh my God, like I am hungry and I am tired. Maybe I should like go that. And like most times problem solve itself. So ask yourself if you went to the bathroom, if you went to talk to someone, your loved one, even if it's a parent, if you ate food, and if you slept.
Awesome. Oh man. Yeah, definitely. I vibe with that, especially, eating food and sleeping is very important, y'all. I'm glad that you mentioned that because yeah, I just feel like those are all just super important. And, especially when you're in the thick of like all the work and stuff, like a lot of people forget to like take care of themselves and do things that like make them feel better. So I'm glad you touched on that because it's a really good reminder. I know sometimes I forget to take my lunch or sometimes I don't get sleep from just because I just want to work and get things done. So, oh my gosh, Nick in the chat says sleep. What is sleep? That is so funny. Okay, so we are nearing the end of the session. So Jade, one last question for you. What is one last piece of advice that you would like to leave with everyone? If they were to take one thing away from this talk, what would it be?
If you were to take away one thing from this talk, I think I would actually really stand by my last statement of like the 4 basic things. But just to add on to that, I really think that when you're stuck, it's really important to do one of the 2 things, okay? Do the 4 methods I told you. Make sure you have your basic needs, but talk to someone about it. Like the reason why I said yes to Adobe with Ask Me Anything is because it's not embarrassing to ask for help. And trust me, this is coming from someone that has a big ego, okay? I hate asking for help, but I need to. Like your girl got a mentor, 3 mentors this year, including my dad, who's always helped me in my like life. But like, I hate asking for help. It's so embarrassing to be like, hey, like I'm struggling. Come on, that's so weird, but it's so necessary. So I think we need to normalize, like, I love this session. So, I know a lot of people in my DMs are like, I'm afraid to ask for help coming to your live. I'm like, yo, don't be embarrassed because I have this too. So, obviously this event's over, but feel free to DM me or ask your friends for help, ask your family for help. It's totally fine to get help. And this is also for therapy. Like I don't know why we're talking about content. I'm now talking about mental health, but like I also think like get a therapist.
Important.
And if you don't have a family that's super supportive with you, find a group of friends and like-minded creators. That's why I try my best to have a very hyperactive center for people to meet each other on a Discord. And like make your own tribe, make your own young hustlers, make your own group. So that's my advice. Get consistent help. And the key is consistency, okay? It's not a one-time peace out appointment, okay? It's consistent help once a week, okay? If I could do this every week, I would, because it's so necessary, okay? So don't be embarrassed. It's completely normal. And the more successful you are, the more you ask for help because it will enable faster learning.
Amazing. There it is, y'all. There you have it. Jade Darmawangsa. Oh my gosh, so many people are going crazy in chat. Louis says, so grateful for your time. Nick, yeah, this has been legit. What's it called? Geometry with the yas. Jess said, Jade and Katrina, you guys have been beyond amazing. Such a good session. Sazad, totally agree. Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you so much for coming. But don't go away yet, y'all. It's not over. The question part may be over, but it ain't over. So if I know this 1 hour just flew by. I know we didn't get through all the questions. Everyone on Jade's YouTube channel, as well as everyone in Zoom and Discord. But if you didn't get your questions answered, that's totally fine. We do have the Adobe Creative Career Discord server where you can ask your questions in the server, because Jade is a mentor in our server. So hop over there, type in your questions in the panel questions, and maybe me, maybe Jade, we'll just hang out in there after the talk and just answer more questions. So don't feel bad if your question got missed. So feel free to hop in there and just type it in, and we will try to answer your question on there. All right. So with that, thank you so much, Jade, for dropping by and hanging out with us today. I had a lot of fun. Did you have fun?
Of course, Katrina. Everyone give a round of applause for Katrina.
Oh gosh. Thank you. Thank you.
Emojis. Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We gotta give a round of applause. Hold up. Look at the chat's going crazy. Okay, I see 99 people here. Go crazy, chat. Let's go. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Y'all are helping me and hyping me up for my future MC and moderation career. So yeah, another reason to keep tuning into these events. You'll see more of my moderation, but thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Celeste redeems hydrate. This isn't Twitch, Celeste. But yes, hydrate. Everyone hydrate. Okay, so everyone, if y'all want to or Jade, actually, if folks wanted to connect with you after the session, where can they find you?
All right, so my Instagram DMs are open, but I'm making a commitment to sit on Discord a lot this weekend. So join my Discord community. We have something called feedback. So if you have a video you want me to give feedback on, I'm literally like sitting on there with my team Abby, and we're just gonna like give feedback to your work, and it's most likely gonna be like a 1-sentence statement. But Instagram DMs or Discord, I'm really active right now. And I just turned on, I didn't realize on Instagram stories, you can't reply to my stories. I just turned it on. So if you ever see something funny, I make a lot of memes. You can just also feel free to hit me up. Like I know a lot of people, again, feel weird asking questions and help. I get it. So send me memes, okay? We can make it fun and lighthearted.
Yes, definitely connect with Jade on her Discord, and all of Jade's links will be in chat, so go definitely check them out. But like I said, don't go away quite yet. I know I keep saying don't go away, the talk's not over, but really it's not over. But we got to talk about the giveaway, y'all. So we have some awesome prizes lined up for everybody today, including free 1-year Creative Cloud licenses, exclusive access to Jade's Discord community Create, and a few, not just one, a bunch, a few one-on-one mentorship sessions with Jade herself. A one-on-one with Jade. Oh my gosh. So if you didn't get your question answered today, you can ask her with a one-to-one session. Like, y'all, it's insane. I wish I could enter this giveaway. I'm so jealous. But anyways, here is how to enter. First thing you got to do, hop into the Adobe Creative Career Discord server, as we've mentioned, and using Adobe Spark, create some sort of social graphic about anything. It can be about you, it can be about the event, or anything really that you think will catch Jade's or the Adobe team's attention. And Adobe Spark is totally free. All you need to do to get started is create an Adobe account and just a little bit of creativity. Super simple. And then post your graphic in the Adobe Discord server under the giveaway channel for this event it's called Jade-Challenge. Super easy to find. It's on the left-hand side. Just post your graphic on there. And that's it. And as a bonus, everyone who enters will receive free Create tokens from Jade's Create Discord community to spend on exclusive content and events. So would you like to talk a little bit more about this, Jade?
Yes. Okay. So for everyone who's like, wait, Jade, you're into crypto? Yeah, this is a new thing. Okay. I'm always rebranding every 3 months. So Katrina, this is super exciting. Seriously, like I was telling my Instagram this, but I would highly recommend to download Spark, join this giveaway. The benefits I would do it for the Creative Cloud subscription for you, okay? So super exciting. So in terms of the tokens, so not only are you getting the Adobe 1-year access, but the mentorship, but the tokens are something new that we're releasing. So essentially, we're going to be gifting, rewarding you guys that enter tokens. Now, it's kind of like, you know, Dogecoin. Everyone knows what Dogecoin is, right? So with Dogecoin, right, you can basically do nothing with it. You can hold it and there's some financial value to it, right? With Create tokens, we're trying to add utility to these tokens. So currently in our ecosystem, right, in my community, we have 3 things that we do with that you can buy with US dollars. You can buy my consulting. So that's typically the one-on-one hour time with me to look at your channel. We have events. So these are like our $100 passes to like our conferences that we have typically in LA. And we also have audits. So, you know, getting, you know, more follow-ups from me or my team on your YouTube channel. But imagine instead of we take out the dollar, the fiat, we replace it with these tokens. So essentially it's just, we're giving you, instead of money, we're giving you access with these tokens. And in the future, these benefits will be kind of redeemed with more items. So I'm not gonna complicate it too much because I don't want to go into a crypto spew, but imagine Dogecoin, but creator economy theme. But you can actually use this to your benefit. And my vision with these tokens is if you're a creator and you have a business, you can enable your company to accept Create coins too. And we'll talk about this more, but we're really trying to build a currency around a community that really values content creation and becoming a storyteller. So that's on its little bit. So there's actually utility to it and it's coming soon this year, TBD.
Yes, that is so exciting. And someone wanted to, what's it called? Someone had a few questions about the giveaways and I totally forgot my other one job to share my screen. Here y'all go. This is the the thank you slide I forgot to put up, but it has the details on how to enter the giveaways. You just join discord.gg/ACC. That is the Adobe Creative Career Discord. And then from there, you'll be able to see the giveaway channel as well as the panel questions channel. So you can leave your questions there. There you go. And the deadline to enter the giveaway is this Thursday, June 10th. Lewis, do you need to make videos or pictures? Anything you want, as long as you use Adobe Spark.
Wait, Katrina, question for you.
Yes.
I know a bunch of you guys were DMing me that you guys finished school this week. Would we be able to have, for people who maybe are just like, Katrina, I have finals, a way to do it for another day or so, or give them time this weekend? Just wondering if that's an opportunity.
Yeah, that is actually a good idea. I will defer that to my Adobe team. Feel free, anyone, let me know. I'm gonna get a word on my team for a possible extension. Let's see. Give me a second. Yes, boom, confirmed. You all just got an extension for this weekend. Date TBD, but let's see if someone drops a date. Hold on, getting live updates here. Watch out. This is, I am on edge right now. Monday. We're saying Monday? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So we are extending the giveaway to Monday at midnight Pacific time, or 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, Monday. Oh my gosh, that's such a long time. Amazing. Okay. Cool. All right. So just to say it again, the deadline to submit for the giveaway is on Monday. What day is that? The 14th? Monday the 14th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Awesome. Jenny says, what are you creating? Anything? Anything. It can be about you, about this event, anything that you think will catch Jade's attention. How do you make it? Where do we make it? All you have to do is use Adobe Spark, which is a free program. All you need is an Adobe account, and that's it. That's all you need to get started on Adobe Spark. All right, y'all. So lastly, if you loved this event, then we would love to see you at our next AMA session with none other than the amazing Meg Lewis. She is a designer, a comedian, educator, and podcast host who's on a mission to make the world a happier place. You can RSVP to the Eventbrite page now and also subscribe to our Adobe Creative Career newsletter to be notified of future events just like this. And maybe Jade will come back as well as a guest. So the only way for y'all to know is to sign up for the newsletter. So definitely check that out. So that's pretty much all I have in terms of announcements. Jade, do you have any last thoughts for anyone?
I saw the comments saying Jade has to come back. Yeah, everyone bombard me on Instagram stories, tag me. I'd love to see it. Love to see if you love it. Thank you so much, Katrina. Yeah, so for anybody who is entering, I can't wait to see your guys' submissions. You have till Monday. And just to clarify, I saw the question.
Yes.
Do they submit it on the Discord?
Yes, they do. They submit it on the Adobe Creative Career Discord on the channel that says Jade-Challenge.
Wonderful. All right. I cannot wait, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Yes, thank you so much, Jade, again for coming. Big shout out to Jade's and the Adobe team for putting this on, our awesome moderators in chat, and most importantly, all of you for coming. So this would not have happened without all of your support, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and Jade and I will see you on Discord. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.